Welcome, everyone, to the Greater Purpose Health and Fitness Podcast. That's a mouthful. Today, Jilisa and I, Jilisa being my wife, but also the head nutrition coach at the gym and our joy person, our joy girl, amazing coach and just wonderful person. So we're excited to introduce a new segment to you. It's going to be, we haven't come up with a name yet, but just like nutrition chat.
I feel like it's going to be like nutrition bites or something because I don't know that.
Nutrition bites.
Bites and bits with Jilisa.
If we say nutrition bites, it sounds like nutrition bites the dust.
Oh, okay. Well, we got some work to do.
Nutrition bits and bites. I like it. TM. Yeah, I'm excited about this. We have had a nutrition program in our gym for 2015? 17. And if Julia's audio isn't fantastic, she's at the gym right now being a wonderful coach. So if it cuts in and out,
hard background going on.
Yeah, I'll recap it for you guys listening at home. All right, Jay, take it away.
Okay. Where do we even start? I think this segment is kind of starting because I have so much to say. And I don't know how else to get it out. No. But kind of. I feel like there's been so much change in the nutrition coaching scene as of late, and such like far ends of the spectrum in terms of what people think is like good nutrition and like the different programs that you can do out there now and what that looks like. So I just want this to be like a place of clarity for people, I guess, and like what our version of healthy nutrition is, and maybe to do some debunking of certain nutrition facts or ideals, and just to like remind people that it doesn't have to be complicated. And I just want it so much to just go back to like the basics and simplify things again. And I think that's been like such a heavy thing for me especially over COVID, is like, I don't know, there's been so much talk about, I hate that this is even a thing, but like people call it like gaining the COVID-19. And to me, that just like irks me because I don't want weight gain to be associated with the pandemic, or like if that did happen to you, I hope nobody ever says that to you because that has such a negative connotation. And so, yeah, that was like such a rabbit trail. I feel like I pulled him out on that one, but.
Yeah, I'm going to drop a bomb here, knowledge bomb, a tip. I'm going to say the secret to nutrition.
Guys, magic key.
Here's the thing. Here's the magic diet and everything. There is no secret. It's really, when you look at what nutrition is, and even gyms and just things in general, we're here because we've gotten so far from what is healthy. Everything is so convenient to us right now, and we're put in this. It's hard. It's actually become inconvenient to eat healthy. Convenience is pushed at us, and then so it's for you guys listening. If you're struggling with your nutrition, like we feel for you, and if like Jilisa's talking about, and you through this hard time you have gained weight, that is hard. It's hard when you're kind of put in a position where you can't prioritize your health and fitness. And that's what Jilisa is really passionate about now too, is where we always have been, is debunking and demystifying what nutrition coaching is.
You sneeze, I gotta just jump in real quick and just say, like, as a blanket statement for anyone who has gained weight at any point in time, let it be clear that does not make you a bad person. That does not mean you have failed at anything in life. And that doesn't mean that you're not necessarily still a healthy human. And even if you have gained weight and like maybe weight loss is still not your top priority, that's okay. Our goal is just to like help people be healthy, whatever that looks like, and to feel their best. I just
Yeah.
had to add that in. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's such a hard balance as a coach and as a healthcare or not healthcare, a health and fitness professional,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a mixture. Like weight gain is not the disease. Like we're talking about chronic disease and stuff. It's a byproduct, usually. It's a correlate. It's a marker of maybe a chronic thing going on. So there is also has to be that aspect. We have to speak loving truth into people's lives and say, yeah, you if you get to a certain point, you will have to lose this weight. Because I think we're getting as a society, we're getting like you're talking about, there's different ends of the spectrum. There's
Yeah,
one where it's like you don't have to change. No, but if you don't change, your life is dwindling and you're going to die a sooner death and not live a what very healthy life. But then there's the other end of the spectrum, like you're talking about, where it's like all about the weight and thinking that once I'm at this weight, I'm going to be happy. That's not the case either.
yeah, I think that is one thing that I've like noticed like in a huge way as of late. And I think there's really positive things that can come from it, but also some like honestly really negative things is that there is this movement towards health at every size, which I think is great because it is addressing the fact that like, you know, just because maybe your body fat percent is a little bit higher, that doesn't mean you're not healthy. And for sure that can be true for a lot of people. But at the same time, if we're saying like eat whatever you want, it doesn't matter what your weight or what your size is, I mean, that's not necessarily a healthy approach either, because that's basically just saying like feel free to not take care of your body because health at every size exists, right? And I don't think that's the right approach either, because so as a health and fitness professional and also as a healthcare professional, I'm a nurse part-time, so I do see both sides of it. So like I see the type 2 diabetes, the heart disease, and all the things that come from that from people who maybe aren't even necessarily overweight, but who haven't taken care of their bodies, right? Because weight is just a part of that. So it's so hard to like find that happy medium for each, or that happy place for each individual of like supporting you in whatever your body needs to be at for health, versus like, hey, what is actually important to you? Like, is being a certain size important to you? Or is being able to do certain activities important to you? Or is like being in your bathing suit and feeling confident important to you? And like all of these things are important to address, instead of just saying like, no, health at every size is the only thing that matters, or no, like being under 20% body fat is the only thing that matters. It's like we've gotten so far from like actually none of these things matter. It's like, is each individual healthy in their body? And we can't generalize one or the other.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yes, it does. So if I could have
uh,
that in like a paragraph or a sentence, it's people are chasing the byproduct, right? And not the transformation of the lifestyle.
yeah, and I
Us-
think
Go ahead.
sorry, and I think that's one of the things that like these fad diets take away from people is the individualized approach from a person's nutrition. Like if you're to say, if I was to go up to someone and they've maybe like lost 30 pounds, they're like, yeah, I did keto and it was awesome. Okay, then maybe they tell that to 20 people and 20 people think that that's the right thing for them to do, when in reality, probably not. Like in my personal opinion, I don't know. I don't want to offend people, whatever. Do what you got to do, but like keto is probably not the answer for the majority of people unless you have a neurological disease or seizure disorder, because I don't think our bodies are meant to function without carbs. that's personal preference, personal opinion. Um, I'm fine if people disagree with me. Totally fine with that. But all that to say is like these fad diets or quick fixes or anything where we're just searching for like the thing to make the thing to get us to where we think we want to be is totally negating like what's actually important to making healthy humans healthy for life,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, we're diving deep into here because what we're talking about is like, let's talk about keto and all these different things. And just a disclaimer, we're not professionals in these things, but majority of the time, like
Well, no, we are professionals. We're just not professional, or we're not keto specific professionals.
right, but these diets and stuff, like the keto diet helps people who are in that danger zone lose weight pretty quickly. And
Mhm.
but that's not, for most people, that's not sustainable. Like there's probably other autoimmune diseases and stuff that people have to, and it shows stuff for like concussions and neurological and things like that. But for the majority of the public, it's here's let's talk about it. Here's an analogy. There we go. Analogy. Everyone wants to win the lottery, right? Like everyone wants this instant money. But what happens to a majority of people that win the lottery? They lose it all. Let's talk about that in the sense of nutrition or fitness. Is people can do these things. You're going to lose a significant amount of weight because the majority of the time you're not eating enough food.
Yeah.
Right? It's just a calorie deficit. And then when you lose all this weight, you're going to most likely gain it back because when it's harder to earn, when you change your lifestyle, it's about changing the lifestyle around it to maintain it. And that's what the new program we're offering is. It's the transformation program. It's fitness, nutrition, and mindset. When you help someone change internally inside their head, change how they talk about food, how they talk about themselves, they realize that they're pursuing this internal feeling, but they're trying to get it with external things. Meaning, once I hit 20 pounds, then once I lose 20 pounds, I'll be happy. Once I hit 300-pound front squat, I'll be happy. Once I have all this money, like to tie this analogy back into each other, then I'll be happy and I'll be satisfied. Nope, doesn't work like that. You can continue to be on the hamster wheel chasing this next number, this next thing, is because that's not where it comes from. You want to be able to live a long, healthy lifestyle, playing with your kids, playing with your grandkids, going on hikes, feeling confident in what your body is capable of doing. It's not
Mhm.
about the number. Just because you're losing 20 pounds doesn't mean you're going to feel that way. No one can really say what the exact number is.
Yeah, I think.
And I should also say that doesn't mean you can't have goals. That doesn't mean you can't want to lose a certain amount of weight.
Mhm.
You have to know why you want that.
Yeah, I think I agree. There is a number. I can't remember what it is, but I think it's something like 78% of people who lose weight in on a diet or on a quick fix gain it back within the first 3 months plus some, whatever, however much that is. So I think that's just like, and that's research. That's science. That's not just like picking random numbers out of the air. It's proof that if we try and attack these things in a quick fix mindset, which we are so driven to want to do because we see all these like, I lost 20 pounds in 2 days. I lost 30 pounds in 6 weeks. Like all these things of like, oh, well, she did it, so I should be able to do it. Or like, why am I not able to, why can't I do this, you know? And when in reality, we just got to put the work in, and that takes time. And so many people are not willing to do that because it feels hard. And I don't know, I tell all my clients this before we agree to start coaching is like, I need you to know that once like the excitement of starting a new program wears off, like this is going to be hard. And I'm going to challenge you to make changes in your life if you are serious about reaching these goals, because that's the only way this works. And if they're like, yeah, that's okay. I'm really, really ready and willing to work hard. Like, cool, let's do this. But if there's like any hesitation, I'm like, let's hold off until you're sure you're ready to put the effort into this, because I'm 100% going to put all my effort into this. So I need the same from you. And I don't want to waste your time or your money if we can't work on this together. So I think there's like such an important thing for people to recognize of like, doing diets and doing quick fixes are exactly that. It's going to be a quick fix, and then you're not going to be fixed anymore. If you're not watching the video, I'm doing air quotes as to fixed. But like, yeah, there is no such thing. It's just a temporary band-aid on poor habits that need to be changed for long-term health, I think.
Instant gratification versus delayed gratification, that momentary happiness of success, meaning this is a certain amount of weight, versus lifelong lifestyle change. Because that's what, whether it's counting your macros, whether it's all these different things, you're restricting calories, right? Like, yes, there's an aspect of different macronutrients play a hormonal aspect to it as well. But when you boil down to it, if I were to tell you, let's say you're having 10 pops a day, sodas for our USA friends,
A soda.
soda, you're having 10 drinks, sugary drinks, 50 grams. Actually, let's even, let's, I want to debunk something else. Most uh, fruit drinks, like
Yeah.
orange juice, and those are worse. They have more sugar in them and they don't have the fiber in there. Anyway, so if you're drinking 10 of those a day, and I told you, hey, let's drink, I'd even say you have to stop drinking that, because most of the time, like psychologically, that's gonna be like you're gonna want to hold on to it.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna crave it. If I said, Jilisa, in the morning, I want you to drink 2 cups of water, what that's gonna do is it's gonna fill you up at a different level, and you're not gonna have as much room or as many cravings. Like you're physically not gonna have as much room for the 10. You might have 8,
Mm-hmm.
but people don't realize that if you do that, because that's what it is. It's a lifestyle change. If you do that habit of having 2 glasses of water in the morning, you don't even have to worry about the 10 drinks you're having, the 10 sodas you're having throughout the day.
Yeah.
Let it take care of itself. And then you do that for a couple of weeks, add another habit,
Yeah.
and add another habit. And that's how you change your life. It's habits that are built into a routine, and then your life starts to change, and you can maintain that because you built your life around it instead of trying to put it into your life and saying, I'm going to restrict this until I get to this weight. And then what?
Yeah. Well, and I think we know that anything with like excessive restriction is not going to be successful, because going from like one extreme to the next is oftentimes um, too discouraging for people. So baby steps to getting there is usually the approach that works. Convincing people that that's the way to go is hard, because most people are like, I just want to cut it out, like all or nothing. I can't just have a little bit. Where it's like, okay, well, we can try that, but this is my suggestion. And like, for example, I had a client who, like, it was every single day a latte, okay, with syrups and all that stuff. And this person knew that this was like maybe not the healthiest choice, and knew that this was a struggle. And we talked about that, and they were willing to work on that. And they're like, okay, well, maybe I'll just have one. And instead, I suggest, like, okay, how about this? Next week, let's do 4. And then if we can do that, maybe the next week, let's do 3. And then after that, I know that this is something that you love and you really enjoy. So for future, let's say 2 a week, and treat that as kind of like just a food that you know is not necessarily nutrient dense, but you really enjoy. So you're going to savor it, and you're going to like love that, and you're going to look forward to having it. And this person was like, yeah, awesome. And now they can consistently have 2 a week and still reaching their goals. And it's like, cool, you don't have to actually have none. We're just going from like 5 to 2, and you have a completely different view of it, from like, this is something I need every single day, to this is something I get to have, and I really enjoy having this, and it's like a treat for me. So just like that mindset switch, and instead of thinking it's an all or nothing thing, we know that it can be like a not right now thing. but later thing.
Mhm.
And that works really well for people if they're willing to try that.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it's, man, once many things are just principle based. Once you understand the principles, it becomes less about the actual method.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
there's ketogenic, there's the carnivore, there's all these different things. There's if it fits your macros, there's intuitive eating, there's the palm method, there's all these different things. But in reality, it's the principle behind them.
Yeah.
People are eating excessive amounts of calories with little to no nutrients in them, which means that your body is always hungry and craving,
Yeah.
but you're storing more energy. Um, that's why we don't want to say anything's bad, but that's why if you're saying good, better, best, sugar is so addicting and it doesn't fill your nutrients. It just fills this, I don't know.
Yeah. And I think like I've always said, even to clients that come in that say like, I know that intermittent fasting works really well for me. I'm like, okay, awesome. Let's work with that. Obviously, you're here for a reason though. So something isn't working great, or they want to try something else. So like I'm a firm believer of like if something works for you and you know that, I can work with that. But when it comes down to it, I just think like in my heart,
Your heart.
I just think if whatever you're doing means that at some point you have to go to your best friend's birthday party and you can't enjoy cake with them, I can't get on board with that because that just like breaks my heart. Like I don't ever want someone to go somewhere and think like, oh, Jilisa would be so mad at me if I had this, so I'm not going to, or like I can't have this because it doesn't fall within my diet. And a lot of these diets means that you can't do that. And so what our program and the way that we coach and the way that I really and truly believe nutrition should be is like whatever approach you take, in the end, it just has to be like do your best to eat really healthy 80% of the time and like leave a little bit of room for you to just simply enjoy life and enjoy the things that you love and without going overboard. Because if you restrict for too long, the first thing that's going to happen when you feel like you have food freedom is like a total free for all. And that's not a good feeling either. So learning that balance, I think, is hard for people at first, but it's so rewarding if people give it a chance. And it definitely takes time and practice, but worth it in the end. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's almost
I
like,
feel like we just went on like 17 rabbit trails, and there's not actually a theme to this podcast, but I actually just had so many things I needed to say that this is like therapy for me.
I just need to chat. This is for education
Oh,
and
just need you all to know that this is how I feel.
well, and people also we're gonna do another podcast with Jilisa talking about her story, um, going through the exercise addiction, eating disorder, like that has impacted your perspective too, right? Because
It shapes me as a coach and the way that I think about things and the way that I don't know, I guess what I believe about what healthy nutrition looks like. Obviously, yeah, that has played a huge impact on my style of coaching. But
yep. And I think I can kind of tie it all together too. We're talking about lifestyle.
yeah.
Right? Do you like you can lose a significant one amount of weight really, really quickly if you cut everything out of your life,
Yeah.
right? But do you still want to go around people and be able to have the same kind of foods they're having? Don't like not in excess,
Mm-hmm.
but having the freedom and then having this lifestyle change where eating healthy is who you are, right? Like you're eating healthy majority of the time, like 80% of the time. And do you let yourself enjoy things? And if it's not on the right day for your quote unquote cheat meal, you still enjoy it because you know that who you are is someone who's always going to prioritize your personal health and fitness. And this is where it comes to the flywheel, or we talk about at the gym a lot, is it's not just one aspect. It's physical, it's spiritual, it's mental, it's purpose, and it's connection.
Mhm.
At any time and place. So under physical is working out and nutrition and eating. And they all kind of tie in together. But at any time, that physical component of this flywheel takes over your connection component, but you cannot connect with people anymore. You don't hang out with people anymore because you've become so obsessed about this one part. Because it's also the other way around. Like if we talk about purpose and majority of the time we think of work, if you're working so much that you did never work out, you never eat well, you're always having fast food, that's going to affect your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, like all these different things. So that's why it's about a lifestyle change and it's about coaching. And that's what we are becoming experts in. And we're kind of just putting our foot down in the sense that this is how we're going to coach people. We want to change them holistically. We want to transform their lives. So it's not just about the weight they're losing, it's about they have a sense of purpose. They're nicer to people around them. They make impact on the community and society. They mentally feel better, right? They're happier. They have all these things because it's not just one thing. Yeah. They
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
So to end it out, what because I'm a firm believer that there needs to be some sort of actionable thing that someone can take home. We want to give you guys something free that you can take today to start on your journey. There's always a free meeting that you guys can have with us. We sit you down and look at your goals and why they're important to you, and then give you the exact program you need to get there.
Mhm.
But what's a habit? What is your favorite habit for nutrition? We're talking about habits. It's not necessarily about this is the perfect food or this is the worst food. What is your favorite nutrition habit?
Um, that's a tricky question. I don't know. I have to just pick one.
Well, yeah, we can do another one next time. Let's not say favorite because I know you don't want to leave the other ones out. What's one nutrition habit someone could try for two
Okay.
weeks? Try for 2 weeks. Send Jilisa a message. Tell her how it went. Measure first. Measure something so you know if you've improved. One habit for 2 weeks.
I think I would just say, I think the majority of people can do better with protein. So just making sure you have protein at every meal.
I
I think that's the place
like
to start.
that. Yep.
I want to say, like, okay, to take,
I'm
I'll
just
give,
saying.
I'll give you some homework. I got something to say. No, for some homework. If you are someone who is thinking like, I would like to make change, I know I need to make change, or like I know my nutrition is something that I struggle with, your homework, and you can send it to me or whoever, or yeah, probably me because I feel like I'd like to read it,
Send us a DM on Instagram or Facebook or an email.
or an email, or I don't know, you know where to find me. Um, Write down what you think you're willing to change and what you're not willing to change, and see if you think that those things line up with what your goals are. So why I think that's important is like sometimes people come in here and be like, I really want to lose 50 pounds. I'm like, okay, cool. What are you willing to change? And they're like, well, I'm actually not willing to change this, and I'm not willing to change this. I'm not willing to change this. And it's like, okay, well, this is going to be challenging. So when you are willing to change, then let's talk again, because I can tell you all these things, but if you're not actually willing to do anything that we talk about, then we're both going to get frustrated because you're going to not see progress and I'm going to feel like I'm failing you. So write these things down and say, like, yeah, really and truly, this is the work I'm willing to put in. And if you're not there yet, that's okay. Come back when you are, or try again next month and see if you feel like you're ready for it. Because not everyone is ready, and that's not a bad thing. That doesn't mean you're a failure, doesn't mean you're worse than anybody else. It's just the stage that you're at. And I think, especially now with the year that we've just had, um, a lot of people are not realistic with what they are capable of doing right now or capable of changing, because I think the world is like running on empty. So I think like learning to be realistic with those changes and what you're willing to do is just like such an important starting point before you get into this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then eat your protein.
Thanks for that, Jilisa. That's super helpful. And I will leave with one mindset, because I love the mindset stuff too, is ask yourself why. Right. So this is impromptu right now. Jilisa, what's a goal you have in the gym?
Um, I don't.
Oh no.
I
You can pretend if you want.
want my finger to. I have a bum finger right now, so it kind of is putting a damper on my goal set. But
Okay.
yeah. How about getting back to being able to do 10 pull-ups,
Okay.
strict pull-ups, we'll say.
Why is that important to you to be able to do 10 strict pull-ups?
Because it's always been a weakness, and I like to accomplish things that are hard for me.
Why is it important to you accomplish things that are hard for you?
Just to know that I can do hard things. Making this hard for you.
Oh, that's not good. And why is it important to you to know that you can do hard things?
I think it's like just a confidence thing of like, hey, if I can do this hard thing, I know I can do other hard things too. And that makes me feel capable.
So you kind of see, we could have gone deeper too, but 3 whys got Jaleesa from saying, I want to be able to do 10 pull-ups to saying, I want to feel capable and confident in my body. That's the difference, right? So that we're not talking about uh, arbitrary number, because it could have been 11. In reality, Jaleesa just wants to feel capable and confident in what her body can do. And why is it important that you feel capable and confident in your body?
Um, I've always been competitive and someone who likes to try hard. So it just gives me like the confidence to know that I can do whatever the challenge is, whether that's mountain biking or hiking or I was going to say swimming, but I'm not so confident in that one. Or I don't know, something in class or so that I can beat you at a workout. I don't know.
Yeah. So this is another piece of homework. Grab a friend, spouse, your dog, ask them why their fitness goal is what it is. So you say, what's your fitness goal? Ask them 5 whys, because from 10 pull-ups, we got to that Jaleesa wants to feel capable and confident in knowing that she can attack challenges and do more outside the gym. It's not just about doing the pull-ups. So once you attach yourself to that why, things get easier, because you can always go back, because things are going to go up and down in your health and fitness journey. It's not going to be easy, and you have to have something to attach to. Thanks,
Yep.
Jay.
Thanks, Matt.
For a second, I was like, I thought I had to sing us out.
Down. Now's your time. What song were you gonna sing?
I don't. I feel like it had lyrics in it. Like in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm gonna sing the outro. No clue where that came from.
I spent a little too much time in the sun lately.
Yes. Thanks, Lisa. We'll catch everyone listening on the next nutrition
Bits and bites.
bits and bites. I'm sure that's not copyright.
No.
Thanks, Jay.